Namaskaram, Sadhguru. During some practices, I tend to scream, and it scares me. Am I doing anything wrong?
It's all right, nothing going wrong. This is like, you know the bubble wrap? You know the bubble wrap? So, karmic scape is like a bubble wrap. You step here, it went top. Next step was okay, perfectly fine. Next step you take top, lot of noise. Next 2 steps you take nothing. Next step you take again top. So, it's like that. As you break through things, you may come to many. Not all of it, fortunately, finds manifestation like this. Only certain things which are strong finds manifestation in the body and in the energy. Other things will pass. One reason why we've set up the dream machine is so that these things happen in sleep, that it is happening in a buzz, a haze, you cannot even see. If you see all that, your mind cannot deal with such things. I want you to just look at it this way. Whatever has been the most testing moment in your life, the most challenging and difficult moment in your life, suppose 10,000 moments like that came now, what would happen to your mind? That's what would happen. Because there are 10,000 and more like that in your memory. And all of them keep recreating those experiences in your life. They're dormant. But their dormancy does not mean they will not find expression in some other way. It's like, right now there is a tree and there is earth. Earth seems to be dormant, but whatever the quality of the earth is finding expression through the tree, you can't stop that. You cannot stop that. So your conscious mind may be just a little plant like this, but it is sitting on a huge pile of something. All that quality may not be necessarily finding its way just the way it is, but it is finding expression in a very, a subdued way. It is quietly trying to push life this way or that way. It is not determining directly, but in so many ways it is pushing you into the same situations again and again. Is this whenever life situations happen to you beyond your logical understanding, when everything's told you it has to go this way, suddenly it went like this, then you always tend to think stars or God or some other force or black magic or whatever. What is black for you is white for somebody else, yes? Out of black magic, if you lost money, those who got that money, those who found that money, for them it's white magic or green magic, isn't it? So, 99% of the time or more, it is just your own karmic scape finding expression in so many different ways. There may be a few situations where external forces push you. Even to become available to external forces, you have to be in a certain level of sensitivity, otherwise you won't be available to that. Right now, when we have created this dream machine, this is not a full-scale machine. This is what do you call, it's a kind of it's not a prototype, it's more like a… No, no, not a demo for sure, it's for real. It's like, suppose an earth mover comes, let's say a crane is brought here for some work. The actual weight we want to lift is 100 tons. We need a 100-ton crane. But we bring only 25-ton crane and decide to break the 100-ton rock into 4 pieces, and we want to do it 4 times slowly. Is there a word for that? In a way, a scale down. Scale down means something else, so it is not really scaled down in terms of its overall impact, but it's scaled down in a certain way, because if you do the dream yantra full scale, the most important part of the dream yantra is it invites other forces to handle things. If you invite all the forces which are available, then many of you may not be psychologically prepared to handle such things. But that would be the quickest process. If you brought the 100-ton crane, in 10 minutes the whole job would be done. Now this is a month-long job, breaking it into 4 pieces and then taking it here, there, all this stuff. But we choose to do it this way because if you invite all the forces down, there are some of them. There are certain types of them whose presence can be very physical. That if you walk like this in the air, just in the space, suddenly a point may come when you go like this, you feel this air is like a wall, you just crash into the invisible block of things, you're crashing into something that you cannot see, it'll become like this. We went much more hardcore when we did the ancient… 14 years is a long time, isn't it? I'm sorry, 16 years, yeah. So, in the last century when we did this, last millennia, why am I missing out? In the previous millennium, when we were doing this program, we went little more hardcore because one thing was there was a certain urgency, another thing was most of the people were my people from elsewhere. So, they were kind of a resilient breed. You could beat them with a hammer and they will be okay. So we went little more on that one and people started seeing and experiencing all kinds of things all around them. And day and night, we had to watch them because things were happening in ways that nobody thinks is possible on this planet. Only this can happen to loonies who have no control over their imagination. People seeing things here, there, it's not like that. Everybody's seeing things, not just one person. So, this it could be stretched further if there are very, very resilient people. But that would mean many things, too many things for me. I'm not paid for this job. So, that would complicate the whole scape. And we will have to control people and above all, almost 60–70% of the people who were there, they were already determined that they're anyway going to live in the ashram. That assurance was there, so we pushed them to the limits. We want to go home. So there is a certain limitation. What kind of atmosphere are you going to go into? And after 3 months of drinking ganji, what are you going to eat? What are you going to do with your life? I don't know, you may go berserk. The moment you go, no more sadhana, get up in the morning and drink what you want and do what you want, if you're going that way, who knows? It's very important we scale you down in the last 2 weeks and send you home like just normal, plain stupid and I'm sorry, but whatever is considered normal, unfortunately always looks utterly stupid to me. To tweet, tumble and breed is normal. Our whole life process, isn't it? Not just as a fringe of your life. Life being dedicated to that is considered normal, isn't it? That's all you are capable of, then no problem, it's perfectly fine. A bird is doing it, a bee is doing it, a pig is doing it, it's perfectly fine for them because that's all they can do. Maybe a pig can enter a beauty competition, something like that among themselves, some little more it could do, but it's okay. Everything that he can do, the dimensions that he can explore, I think he's exploring unless he's trapped in a farm, isn't it? He's doing his best with his life. It is only the human beings, because the potential of being human is too large. To explore that takes a lot more. It is not… I'm not saying this because these are wrong things. It's not wrong. Is it wrong to be limited? Is it wrong if this flower does not bloom? It's not wrong, it's just a disaster. Isn't it? There's nothing wrong about it. If this flower chooses not to bloom and just remains a bud for its life, is it wrong? Definitely not wrong. It's just disastrous, that's all. So, a guru is a fool who works with his hands tied. Unless he has the courage to break all social norms and do what has to be done. Otherwise, he's just a fool who tries to do great things with his hands tied. But it's okay, even with hands tied, you can do things. If you're tied behind, you can bring it forward slowly. So you just came for Isha Yoga introductory because it was free. Then we slowly coaxed you into enrolling. We said it's only 5 days, 5 evenings and 1 full day. We got you. Then we pushed it a little more and said, 3 full days, it's fantastic, and people cried. So you gave in. Then we said, Samyama, just halfway across the world, India you come, just 7 days, all you have to do is not talk and that's all. You came. Now we said just 3 months, a quarter of a year, what? And you're here. So we've been slowly untying our hands. It was horribly tight like this, it was in a straitjacket. Now slowly we have this much activity going. You can access the world on the net with this. We've been doing well that way. So let's see what more we'll coax you into.